guys, welcome to Nine's Corner. I hope everybody's doing well, feeling well, and it is Sunday, and we need to get into what is going to be Donald Trump's week. Now, before I do that, I have two other readings I'm going to do. My first one is going to be on Naya Rivera. A lot of people were asking me, was it accidental? Was it suicide? Was it murder? There's a lot of conspiracy theories, and like we talked about prior to, guys, 2020 is that year of illusion delusion. You're going to hear things one day and the next day it's going to be completely different, or you're going to hear something completely different. So I thought, let's just have a look and see what the overall feeling comes from what happened with the incident with her, Naya, and her son. So I thought, let's have a look and see what happened with Naya and her son. And I'm going to use the deck of the 78 doors. So for the overall, I've got the Six of Pentacles, the Moon, the Hermit, and the Six of Chalices, which is the Six of Cups. So the Six of Pentacles is about helping others. And then I've got the Moon. And if you look at the Moon picture, you're going to see this lady, and she's pregnant. So this oftentimes, if you get the Moon and it's within relation of a family, this could be the mother protection. This is mother magic protecting. Then we have the Hermit. So this is almost like the letting go and gaining in enlightenment. And it's really interesting that if you look at this picture, again, it looks like a pool of water and a lady in the pool of water. And then we have the Six of Cups, which is going back to your childhood. What a beautiful reading, guys. What a beautiful reading. Sad, very sad, but beautiful. Because here, the overall reading is of helpfulness. Then we have the Moon with the pregnant lady there. So my feeling is that her and her son were out. They were swimming. She helped him back, or tried to help him back in the boat. Something occurred that caused her enlightenment. Now she's flustered here in water, so obviously this can be the drowning, but I also think this could be an indication of where her mind was mentally. I think she was going through a lot mentally. And I think this also lends itself to the idea of maybe she banged her head or was under medications that made her groggy with with exerting herself with her son, because her son's 4, and if she was trying to lift him or help him out of the boat. And then you have the Six of Chalices as the ending, which is almost like, this is like her telling her son that, look, I am going to be with you. And for us, this could certainly be her saying, look, enjoy life in a childlike wonder, because life is so beautiful. She got enlightenment. She is perfectly A-okay where she is too. She's sad about her son, but whatever happened, she did it to help her son, to protect her son. So this was done for her son. It was accidental. Yes, she might have had some emotional issues, but who among us don't? We all have those ebbs and flows. But the love for her child, there's 3 cards, all the cards. Look, this is beautiful. I truly believe that there was some sort of accident. She had to help her son. She did help him. She put him first before her. By taking her son and putting him first, by helping him first, she took her walk, her step into enlightenment. And she's saying, look, I'm going to be with you always. I'm going to be there taking care of you always. And for us, it's a message of enjoy life. We only have a limited amount of time. And I know there's going to be people that say, did you see her messages? And that, maybe these were messages of somebody who was suicidal. That is possible. But I oftentimes think that, even though we might not know knowingly that we're going to die, that maybe somewhere in our body we know, because when my mom passed away, I was living in Ottawa and she was home in Newfoundland. And when I got back, she died during Christmas. I think I've told you guys this before. But when I got back, there was a parcel there from her, and there was this beautiful letter. And in the letter, she said, "Be with you both in spirit at Christmas." Now, I know that when my mom wrote it, she meant like she's not going to physically be there, but she's going to be there with me. And she had tickets to come up shortly after. But when she passed, it was like, okay, that's kind of eerie. Did she know? So I think that, if you look at anybody's last, Facebook or what have you, a tweet or whatever, a lot of us would be after leaving these kind of cryptic messages of, don't put off for tomorrow what you should do today. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, she died. She didn't. Do you know what I'm saying? So, all right. So I'm going to put these cards away because I really love these, but I almost feel like they have these 78 doors. I almost feel like they have like almost a spiritual feeling to them, and I really enjoy them in almost like an everyday person to person. I'm going to put away these cards, and I'm going to use my Gilded Tarot as I wanted to look into Kanye West. I know it's laughable, and I'm sure, you're like myself, you've heard all the stories out there. But now just stay with my line of thinking. My thought process goes that when Donald Trump did, like if Donald Trump allowed anybody to use Trump Tower or to use anything that was Trump, he used to say, I have to be part of the project, or my name has to be in the project. When they did the movie Home Alone, he wrote it into the contract. In order for you to use his name and Trump Tower, he had to make this cameo. So if you look back over the last couple of years, Kim and Kanye West have made sure that they were involved with Donald Trump. Kim, saying, oh, I don't want to be, but, if I can get something done. And then Kanye doing his interviews with him. And now Kanye coming out and saying that, maybe he'll go on the ballot. And I'm thinking to myself, Donald Trump doesn't do anything without getting something in exchange. And I am seriously wondering, is this whole Kanye putting his hat in the ring, this whole deal, I mean, yes, he's a narcissist, so is Donald Trump, but is this a payment to Trump, a way of trying to get some of the numbers away from Biden? Is this a plan that they had in process? Do you know what I'm saying? Because it just, and I know people are going to say, he had, that Kanye West has bipolarism, and we have no idea what Donald Trump has, but he has something. But I mean, my thing is that you could be a famous rapper, a genius rapper. You could be a great father. You could be a great businessman. You could be a great fill in the blank and have a mental illness. You can also be a narcissist, be unkind, and be a gold digger. She ain't nothing but a gold digger. That's a Kanye West song. Probably one of the only few that I know. But I'm just saying that the Kardashians, they like to keep their toe in whoever's water is warm. So I really think there's a possibility that there was some kind of connection here, but let's have a look and let's just see what comes out. Past, present, future. What is Kanye and Donald Trump's relationship? I'd just be interested to know, because something just the fact that Donald Trump doesn't do anything for nothing, and like the fact that they would, give him exposure, that means nothing to him. He thinks he's much more larger than life than Kanye or Kim or anybody else for that matter. You know what I mean? So let's have a look. Okay, so we are looking at the Page of Wands. This is somebody who admires. So I think that Donald Trump and Kanye both have this mutual admiration that they like each other. This is the Lovers. These are life decisions that you will have a sacrifice in your future. This is life decisions, huge life decisions that will affect your future. I think that yes, Donald Trump and Kanye and probably Kim, they came up with some kind of plan to kind of get Kanye to muddy the waters, and this is going to keep them up at night. Not Trump. This, I don't think that Kanye and Kim had any idea of what they were getting themselves into, but I definitely believe there's a plan here. There was a plan here. Oh, I just dropped my cards. Okay, so let's get into our last question, which is, what is Donald Trump's final week? Why did I say final week? Was that a Freudian slip? I wonder how Donald Trump's week is going to look like, because this week has been crazy. Nobody is happy about Roger Stone's decision. Mueller came out and spoke, and that speaks volumes to me. For Mueller to come out and speak, things are really testy, and we are at a crossroad here, guys. So we need to really take a deep breath. There's going to be a wacky couple of weeks coming, so we're going to get through it. But let's just see, what does Donald Trump's week look like? What does Donald Trump's week look like? The overall, we have the Two of Swords. So again, here we have Donald Trump. He's feeling the situation. He doesn't want to see it. He's trying to weigh out everything. He obviously weighed out what to do with Stone and decided to side with Stone. And the Two of Swords is also a card that can, excuse me, represent trying to help somebody who's an authoritative friend. So, you know, Stone has a wealth of information over Donald Trump. And that is going to carry into this week. This is going to be the story that's going to highlight the following week. The Ace of Cups turned upside down. He is losing support. He is losing Republican support. There's going to be an outcry of emotion. People are not happy with this decision about Stone. They are not happy with what's going on with what happened with the Russia bounties on the Americans' soldiers. This is coming to light. People have opened their eyes to this. We have the Hermit. So this is really saying, hey, you know, you really need to look internal. Look at where you are headed spiritually, where you are bringing America spiritually, and make a change, turn the light on. And this could also be an indication that he's finally seeing that the Republicans and the Republican support is dwindling, because this is a lantern. You can't see too much with a lantern. Here we have death. He's fearful of change for sure, but this is almost like his ego has now been hurt. He's no longer able just to be Teflon Don and say, oh, you know, this doesn't bother me, this is not going to happen. This is bothering him. And did you hear that the Lincoln Project, where there's a commercial, and it's specifically done for Donald Trump, which I think this represents it very well, because they say, you know, everybody's laughing at you, because they're saying, you know, they do this whole commercial in which they really attack him, and I'm thinking, you know, they're going after him. Like, I'm sure that somebody psychologically looked at how can we affect his mental capacity, because that commercial is disturbing. So I think this is the end. This is the transformation for Donald Trump. Come on. Come. Okay. We got the Tower. Something. Guys, I'm just worried, because, I mean, yes, the coronavirus is happening. Yes, we're having hotspots. Yes, the death toll still goes up, and Donald Trump is ignoring it. But I'm really, really worried that all these situations are coming to a head, and I'm worried about, is there something else? Is there another shoe to drop in this coming week? You know, in the next weeks. Five of Swords. I mean, this Donald Trump, it's almost like, look, I'm willing to turn my back on the coronavirus. I'm willing to win at all costs. It's like he whatever comes up, he is willing to close his eyes to it because he is willing to win at all costs. So I want to know, for Donald Trump, how is he like with the loss of people, with the loss of support, and I mean, he's becoming aware of it. Even him, even he is starting to wake up to it. What is his thoughts? He is looking and wanting to retreat. Oh. Eight of Pentacles. He is looking at all the details of everything that's been going on, what's been happening. And it's almost like he's finding comfort in his own illusion of what he thinks is happening. But people are starting to like say, look, this is not what you think. This is the retreat card. Queen of Pentacles. So there is somebody who is talking to him. There's a Queen of Pentacles, somebody who is speaking to him, an earthbound earth person, a pentacle person who's speaking logic to him to say, look around you, it's time to retreat. Guys, this is just, it's so huge. And it's like in my head, it's like I really feel like, because we get a lot of twos in our readings, and oftentimes this is like partial success or partial. So I almost feel like, you know, we're coming out of the retrograde where things are going to stop going backwards, and I think that Donald Trump is ready to move. He's thinking about it. Now it's time to get into the manifestation. We're retrograde. We are now going to be going forward. It's time to push him out. And it's like, I just feel like, okay, you know, if he decides, if he knows his taxes, the book, he knows that, you know, maybe that, you know, doing this with, oh God, the guy that I just said with the glasses, doing this with Stone, maybe that's an indication that he is looking to leave, because it's like, what are you doing? You're cutting off your nose to spite your face. And if he stays after this, then if he doesn't make a deal to leave, this is a man who is focused on destruction of everybody who ever harmed him in any way, gave him any kind of issue, anybody who called him a bad name, anybody who gave him a bad report, anybody who did anything wrong to him. He will tear them down, and then he'll tear down the rest just for sport. So we really need for this man to manifest out of our lives. And I'm telling everybody, seriously, between having the death card there and the tower there, let's really be careful this coming week. You know, if you don't need to go out anywhere public, then don't. You know, just be aware of your surroundings and keep an eye on the news, you know? So another awesome reading. I really appreciate your time. I really enjoyed doing the questions. So if you want to have another where I answer questions, and you can ask me questions like to do a superstar or a politician's numerology and kind of talk about that, or questions of the day. I have one that I've already gotten in my email. So if you want to contact me, it's in my description box there. So wishing everybody light for their darkness. And as always, our candle lit for each and every one of us. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome Sunday, Monday, and we'll see you Tuesday or Wednesday. Take care, guys.